What's up, guys? I didn't even know you came in.
Didn't notice you there. It's been so long.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize you guys, man.
Change your hair color?
Probably. It looks like they lost some weight.
Yeah.
We need to do that.
Good for you.
Good for
Good for
you.
you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the return episode of 321 Screws Throwdown.
The relaunch, if you will.
The reboot. Well, not really a
The
reboot. Repackaged, yeah, we'll go with that.
Not really. We're just still doing the same shit.
So, as you know,
Man, sorry, I just drank some soda. For the burpees.
Nasty McSavage.
Burpees.
So, as you guys know, there's a lot going on in the world today.
Yeah, and before we start all the other stuff, we just want to address one thing first. With all these riots and the protests and the looting.
Yeah.
As far as the protesting, you know, hey, you have your right to protest.
Absolutely.
As long as it's a peaceful protest. There's a difference between protest and looters. And the people who are looting, yeah, that's awful. They're taking advantage of a situation. And
yeah.
You know, the looting, we don't condone that behavior by no means. You know, but as far as, like I said, people
or attacking innocent people,
right? But you know, people who you know are displaying their right, you know, to public protest, you know, as long as it's peaceful. You know, I'm all for it. You know, I understand why you're protesting. And what happened was awful. It shouldn't have happened.
It was awful.
And
it is awful. It's still going on.
So just we hope
things get
we
better.
hope things can end soon, quickly, and we can.
I mean, a pandemic.
I mean, in
riots,
some instances, people are going to have to start rebuilding communities, you know, because of the looting and the fires and the destruction. So, just we want everyone to stay safe out there.
Stay safe from that Rona and from the riots.
So, that being said, let's get into some wrestling talk.
3, 2, 1.
As you know,
3, 2, 1 Screws Throwdown.
Throwdown. That's right. We've
All
thrown
right.
it down.
So,
we ain't thrown it down in a while, as you know.
So the
our last show, yeah,
the last show,
the WrestleMania prediction.
Yeah,
show.
not even the review show, which we planned on doing, but I haven't really been able.
Yeah.
To do.
Yeah, we were planning lots of other shows, and you know, I showed up. I was at the studio.
I mean, we had celebrities.
I was at the studio, but No Show Joe didn't come.
No Show Joe.
So
No Show Joe had a lot going on.
And let me tell you that there has been a crap load of stuff happened since we last talked. I mean, we've got new champions. We've had firings.
What?
Rehirings.
What?
We've had new arrivals, you know, people leaving one company, showing up in another.
Brings me back to the 90s, bro.
We got new parents.
Yeah.
New factions.
New gimmicks.
Exactly.
Yeah. All going to be covered on this episode.
Craziness. And revolutionary new match ideas.
New factions.
I said factions.
Did you already?
Yeah. We'll watch the tape back later. You'll see.
Our tale of the tape. So
let's start real quick. I mean, obviously there's been so much shit. We can't cover it all. But there are a few just major things I just want to mention. You guys just give my thoughts and your thoughts as well.
Go ahead, shoot, Billiam.
We'll start right off. WrestleMania. As we all know, WrestleMania, we saw new champions. Both Braun Strowman filling in for the departed Roman Reigns, defeating Goldberg for the Universal title.
Departed makes him sound like he died.
Yeah.
So don't say that. So I would say Roman made a decision for his health and his family.
He departed himself from the lineup.
Right.
So anyways, yeah, he's staying home for health reasons.
And he should.
Braun Strowman is now the Universal Champion. And, of course, on the other side, Drew McIntyre defeated Brock Lesnar, and he is now the WWE Champion.
And those matches, in my opinion, were garbage. But
Charlotte Flair defeated Rhea Ripley. She's the NXT Women's Champion. That was all WrestleMania.
I know, but I'm saying those two world title matches.
Yes, they were. They were. But we don't.
They
They
were.
know
They're
that. We don't
squash
need
matches.
to dwell on that. They were the same matches,
I won't
just
get
with
it back.
different contenders.
I won't get it back.
It's fine. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley has a great match. Charlotte
Yes.
Flair is now NXT, two-time NXT Women's Champion. You know?
Yep.
And then of course there was the Bray Wyatt, John Cena, Firefly Funhouse match.
Which was more of the new
That
style.
was for those of you who are a little older and know who I'm talking about. That was something straight out of some Sid and Marty Krofft. I mean, that was Sigmund the Sea Monster, HR Puffin stuff in a wrestling match.
I've had
It
some
was
wrestling
insane.
fans tell me.
It was crazy.
I've
Yeah.
had some wrestling fans tell me that
It
it
was-
looked
it
like
was-
they were tripping on LSD.
Yeah, it was
trippy.
like I had just eaten some mushrooms, but crazy. But
I've had
that being said,
yeah.
it was incredibly entertaining, and
Oh, to say
it
the
was
least.
very
Different.
but it was deep. There was nothing was done just randomly in that, man. I mean, there was meaning to everything.
My favorite.
There was, just innuendos and the Vince puppet talking about this is good shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he really
Holy
said that
shit.
at something, so.
I will say though, what I loved about WrestleMania was that Boneyard
The
match.
Boneyard match.
And when we say the Boneyard match, it's really not a match. It was like we were watching a show. It was great.
Yeah, it was like a movie fight scene.
They had music in it. It was like a movie fight scene. And,
Pyrotechnics and explosions during the match.
and some people were like, "Oh, I don't like this" or whatever. But you want to know something? For them to come up with this last minute,
yeah, well,
during
not only
everything,
not only that, it's
I gotta give him credit, dude.
think about it. Undertaker. He's getting up there, and people talk about how many more matches can he have.
I don't know.
This style, because it's not so hard on the body, because
Right.
it's spread out, it's filmed, it's segments and parts. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier for him to do without an actual match that is happening right there. It just, yeah, man, this could give a little more longevity to that Undertaker character. This could become his
without
new
a doubt.
thing. How he was
That- I
synonymous
do-
with the Hell in the Cells,
Well, and that's
or
how
the
they could keep
Buried
him.
Alive, but they can keep it going
And that's
now
how they
with
can
these
keep him.
Boneyard.
They can keep him healthier that way
Yeah,
too.
and still keep him relevant. I guarantee you, dude, everyone would love next year WrestleMania to see another Undertaker Boneyard match.
Maybe
Yeah, I
that'll
mean,
be his thing. Maybe that'll
the
become.
first thing I thought when I saw it was like, this is how Sting and Undertaker could have a match.
I would
Is
love
a
it.
Boneyard match.
I would love it. Who wins?
know.
Who wins, Bill? I know
I
you
can't
still
say,
won't
man. I
answer,
can't
bro.
say, man. I
I
can't
ask
say.
him this like every time we hang out. He never answers me.
Something happens. Something happens that there is no winner.
No, there's got to be a winner,
No,
bro.
there can't be a
It's
winner.
been too long in the
There
making.
can't be a winner. No, there can't be a winner.
There's got to be.
There can't be.
If it's a Boneyard match, there's got to be.
There could be someone that intervenes that prevents there from being a winner or loser to that match.
The Fiend.
Could very well be the Fiend. The passing of the torch from those two the dark, the dark princes of their respective companies.
Yeah.
WWE, WCW.
The
And
Crow
now
and the
Bray.
Dead Man.
Yeah, I mean, they're synonymous with one another.
I'm going to tell you who's going to win. And you're going to say it's because I'm pro WWE, but Taker. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Taker.
Well, yeah, now, if you're watching, I understand. We're talking about old news, but this is our first show that we've done since then. And these are just a few things that
Just
happened,
go with it.
key moments that just has happened since we last
Yeah.
filmed.
And
And
we've
we
been
just want
dying
to talk about,
to
share
talk about
with
it.
you guys because we haven't had a chance to.
All right.
So bear with us. We're gonna jump to more stuff and get right up to what's going on now.
Right. So let me just say this, my opinion. Taker would win, and here's why. Okay. It is Vince McMahon's promotion. Okay. Taker is a lifer there. He's probably got the most respect out of everybody there. It would be Sting would go, and they would go at it, and WWE's version of like what you were talking about would go over, in my opinion. I'm not saying that that's what should happen, but I would think
See, you just
that
no, you are WWE.
I am a
Undertaker
WWE.
biased.
I am, but yeah, but I'm also I'm starting to love AEW.
But Sting
So-
was the same thing. I mean, he was WCW's
Right.
Undertaker. He was. I mean, really, he was. Of everyone in that company, he was the loyalist to them. I mean, think about it. After WCW was bought out by WWE, how many years did it take before he finally came? And that, I mean, he just
It took TNA going out of business.
exactly.
And
I mean, he was
uh,
WCW all the
I
way.
guess, yeah.
I mean, really,
it was.
NWA sort of the NWA where he was in. I mean, they kind of sort of just transitioned into that WCW. For all intents and purposes, he was with the same promotion.
He
From the
was.
time he was
He
Sting,
was,
really.
and on
'Cause they
his
kind of
end,
like absolved.
in
you know?
his end, he was a lifer as well.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, so
And he would, if WCW wouldn't have folded under, and they would have stayed, kept going, WWE and WCW, Sting would probably still he would have probably stayed his whole career at WCW.
right on. So that's our thoughts on that.
So, but still, whatever. The
Let's
fact is,
moving on.
phenomenal new style of matches that I
Play on
had
words
never
there.
really seen. But
Phenomenal
Yeah.
styles.
yep. So
AJ Styles.
we also had there was that Edge Randy Orton match that was
That was
cool.
cool.
That was great.
Edge has still got
You
it,
know,
man.
We
Edge.
had and then you moved on. You had
Yeah, they did.
the Money in the Bank pay-per-view
Well-
again. The way they filmed that Money in the Bank at
Was
the corporate
like how they
headquarters,
did
doing the men and women's Money in the Bank matches
at the same,
at the same time.
which is unique. And honestly, during the pandemic, Vince needed something so unique.
Yeah, they started on
out
the bottom
there,
floor
you know?
and literally fought their way up
Who knows that maybe when
with
things
cameos
are
by you got people like
better. Who was that one guy? Oh, Brother Love. I love
in the bathroom.
you.
Yeah, with Rey Mysterio.
Brother
and
Love.
Who else?
Who was the other one?
Come in there with Otis.
Oh, wait a minute.
People power.
People power. Yep, in his wheelchair.
Yep.
John
John Orlo's.
John Laryngitis. Yes.
Yep.
And then
We had a fake Doink sighting.
yes, we did. It was probably the 11th person that probably played him.
Yeah.
That's probably who they called back. So, yeah, it was cool. It had
We had the image of. Sorry, I didn't mean.
Go
to
ahead.
start.
You're
The
good.
image of AJ Styles when he turns around and sees that big picture of Taker.
Taker. It was like,
And then what else?
and then Aleister Black
When he
freaking
opens
locks
his
him
door,
in that
and
door.
he opens the door.
It's Taker's casket.
It's like it's an Undertaker
It's an
room,
Undertaker
a purple
room
light,
in the WWE headquarters. I mean, look, the man's worked for that company how long? He kind of deserves his own room.
But it's just the
in
fact that they
headquarters.
made a point of showing AJ
Yeah, that's
being
not done.
affected.
That's not done.
By that. Yeah, I don't believe it is either.
It's not done. It's gonna go another, and maybe they do a rematch. I do hope, and this would be a good segue into the releases because I hope which one of the releases were the OC. I do hope they bring them back when things get better. Because the OC, I feel like we're
I wasn't getting to that. Yeah, we're still talking the Money in the Bank match. There was still some other moments that were funny. I wanted to mention about.
Oh, go ahead.
The
My
fighting
bad.
into McMahon's office when he's in there.
Yeah, he's got his Jergens,
And,
or not Jergens, his Germex or whatever.
AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan fight into his office, and he's in there, and then they just kind of stand there and look at him, and he yells at him to get out, and then they leave, and they come back in, they fix the chairs, sorry, Then they get outside, and AJ tells Daniel, he's like, you were so scared in there, man, you acted like a big sissy. You're the one who went back and fixed the chairs. Oh, yeah,
And then he clocks him in the face.
Yeah.
And then they just continue like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So,
And then, of course, Otis. Otis wins, catches AJ.
Oh, yeah.
AJ and Baron Corbin grab the briefcase at the same time.
but it falls.
But
and
then
lands.
Elias comes out of nowhere with a
Guitar.
guitar to
Guitar.
Corbin's back. He falls off the ladder, lets go of the briefcase,
falls
AJ
into
lets go of the briefcase,
falls into
right
Otis's
into Otis's
arms.
hands. So
Yep.
yeah, he's got
This is
that.
the Money in the Bank. So your prediction, real quick. Why don't you share with them what you think they're going to do with Money in the Bank? You were telling me.
Well, I did hear something about Otis had said something about cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase, for a shot at the tag titles.
Which has never been done.
But I also would not be surprised if someone doesn't end up doing something where they there's a
Take
match where
his
they end up
briefcase.
getting the briefcase from.
Now, here's a theory. If they ever wanted to change Mandy Rose on him eventually and have her like screw him out of it.
Yeah.
Turn on.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Mandy Rose and Otis they're a thing now.
They had a very funny segment with them by the pool.
Yeah, here
on one of the
recently.
recent SmackDowns.
So,
Check it out.
Like I said, that was Money in the Bank, and then of course, yes, there was the firings, the dark day.
There was
Dark Wednesday, I believe. It was a
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Well, it was a 2-day. It was a 2-day
Lots of
firing.
people fired, and some big names.
Big
names.
The OC is who I threw out there earlier. What
OC,
really,
Hawkins and Ryder.
really why I was let down though with the OC real quick was because they were just in that Boneyard match with AJ. They're in that. They become a part of that story, and boom, cut.
Yep.
So, but go ahead.
Yeah.
You said Zack Ryder.
Yeah, Hawkins and Ryder.
Which I think was a mistake, but that who am I?
The Revival were given their release.
Yep.
Drake Maverick, but I don't know. I think he's back.
I think
maybe.
Drake. Yeah, but well, and
he's going for the cruiserweight title, so
he made a video that went viral.
yeah. Sarah Logan, with the Viking
Talk
Raiders,
about the viral video.
she was let go. Yeah, I'm sure they know about the viral video from Drake Maverick where he was up.
But I think that might have. I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, who knows? But
Go ahead.
he was
Go
fired,
ahead.
but he's still wrestling in the tournament, and
Yeah.
so I mean, I honestly don't know.
I do think he's gonna win.
I know if he wins, does he stay
Cruiserweight
with the
Championship
company?
tournament.
But if he loses, is he really fired? I mean, who the hell knows?
Maybe they did it as a.
Nobody really does.
It could be a storyline.
So, yeah.
WWE is known for that.
Yep, WWE's up. So
Who else?
yeah. Let's see what else is
Did you say
going
Rusev?
on. Yeah, Rusev.
Rusev was a big one. That was a big one, but
Yep.
they haven't been doing nothing with him. So here's the one thing on that side, just real quick about the releases. You wonder, after their 90-day no-compete clause is up, I think some of them are going to be AEW bound.
Yeah, AEW or Ring of Honor.
And you know what?
Maybe even Impact. Who knows?
Impact has been getting some steam on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't. Did they get another TV deal?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out. But
yeah, so like I said, there was a lot of Mike Chioda.
that one was.
A lot of other backstage
He
people
worked for
was
them
let
for
go.
31
Finley,
years.
Billy Kidman.
31 years.
Yeah.
Chioda.
Yeah.
Finley.
So-
Yeah. Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
But now, like you were saying, some of them were called back.
Some were called back.
Kurt Angle's made appearances.
Yep.
Drake Maverick's in the tournament. Also, you have who was the other one? Drew. You said Drew Gulak.
Drew Gulak.
Gulak, who was getting some steam working with Daniel Bryan, and then they released him, but then they brought him
Yeah,
back.
his contract expired. He hadn't re-signed, so he was officially released. Then he re-signed back. So
that's cool. So they're investing into him.
So yeah. So we got. So I mean, that's happened since last week.
I mean, and
like I said, when I said appearances, we've had people show up. We've had Killer Cross show up on NXT. Well, now he's not Killer Cross now. Now I can't. What is he? Karrion Cross. Karrion Cross with Scarlett Bordeaux. He is.
That's his wife, right?
Yeah, that's. I don't know if he's his wife, and that's the girl that's with
his
him.
girlfriend.
So yeah, so they've showed up in NXT. They're going after Ciampa. Matt Riddle. Riddle has been called up to SmackDown,
which is going to be interesting. But main reason.
Still don't know who the hell the hacker is.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's a few people.
I would love to see it as CM Punk.
So I mean, some of the things that they're saying that there's audio recordings that sound like Chad Gable.
CM Punk.
No, it was
I
Chad
know, I just
Gable,
want it to be CM Punk.
Xavier Woods, and Mustafa Ali,
Ooh.
and then one voice sounded like
A chick.
Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke's voice was a woman, but there's some
It'd be
rumors
good for
swirling
her.
about Punk and AJ Lee. So I mean, honestly, I don't know.
You know what? I just hope this isn't something like when they had the Raw general manager that was a laptop. Remember that shit?
Yeah, it was
I-
the anonymous general manager.
And then it was just a letdown. They never let us know. I hope this isn't going to be something like that.
Yeah.
Because I will be very upset. I'm just
Right,
saying.
yeah.
It better
No,
be
no,
good.
I got you. I feel you.
Better be good.
So I mean, what else? What else has happened since we've been gone?
Bobby Lashley has been paired with one Montel Vontavious Porter,
Yep. So
which
he's,
I'm liking because they're finally doing something with Lashley. My God, that storyline with Lana was way overdue.
Yep, and he's
or not way
getting- he's
overdue,
getting, like-
overdone.
yeah, they're putting him into the title picture.
With one Drew McIntyre,
Yep.
who
So
I will say Drew has come out of his shell since he's been champion, and he shows that he has a personality, has a face. I like it. I think that's one of the best things Vince has going for him right now. Now, let me jump to SmackDown side real quick. With Braun Strowman, right now, Braun Strowman is about to defend his title against two opponents.
yep,
Which
Miz and
are-
Morrison.
Right. So and so now they're doing kind of some unique stuff
And
with
here's
him.
the thing with Braun, who the last pay-per-view you guys know he fought Funhouse Bray Wyatt, and he beat him.
He beat him.
But the way they ended that with the little flashes of the Fiend, you know that's not done. So you got to wonder,
The
will
Fiend's
the Fiend
coming next.
interfere? Will the Fiend interfere in this 2-on-1? See, because I have a theory about that. Some say, I was telling him about it, and, he's like, Braun Strowman's not going to lose the belt, not yet. But you know what? The Fiend and Braun Strowman storyline doesn't need a belt. It doesn't have to rely on a belt because of the history that there is between those two, characters
Right.
with the whole Wyatt family and everything. So technically the belt's not needed. Now they have a unique situation with this 2-on-1 handicap for the title. Say Miz and Morrison win, they win the title. Are they co-champions? Either one can defend the title. They take turns,
Or is it going to
in
be
the promos holding the belt, and they because that would be a new thing. They let them kind of run with it for maybe a couple months. Go through a couple pay-per-views. Maybe one defends it at one tight chain. One defends it at another one.
right?
And then you start the dissension. One starts getting a little too comfortable with the belt. And when when they talk about the championship, they start, using the terms like me and I instead of we and us.
Right.
And the other person
And that would be good.
takes
Offense to
takes
it.
offense to that. It's
And
like,
now they're
whoa,
fighting.
we're co-champions, not oh yeah, of course. And I obviously see the Miz as the one start to get comfortable with that belt. Like he's the A-lister.
He'd be the heel in that, definitely.
Yeah, he's the A-lister.
So-
Then they'll turn Morrison face.
This is
and you start that feud. Then you have the once that erupts. Now there's the pay-per-view, Miz versus Morrison. Winner
Right.
takes the title. You
Or-
build storyline for the future. People like storylines, man.
They do.
They don't like throwing
Or-
together shit.
Or
they like stuff to work its way out, and so, and that's a potential thing right there.
or
I should write for wrestling.
or
What?
okay, they could do it as whoever pins Braun or submits Braun gets the belt, and then right off the bat they start with the jealousy. They could do that. I could see them doing that too.
But the other way would be so much cooler. And they
I'm
could do so
not
much more
saying
with
I'm
that.
not saying it wouldn't be much cooler. I do
Yeah,
think
that-
it'd be cooler.
Yeah.
I'm saying though, but I've seen them do stuff like where there's potential, and then they just
Yeah, but the time when they did that, that was a China Triple H thing. So,
well, not just that.
this is Ms.
Handicap.
Morrison. They're both more on par with one. You know, just nobody expected that China was going to become the world champion in that scenario. So obviously, it's like, oh,
Right.
whoever pins, you know, wins, and if China should, there was no chance that China was going to win. It was a foregone conclusion that it was, if the title was going to change hands, it was going to be Triple H doing it. Miz and Morrison, they're both the same, man. You know, so those two types of personalities, it would have to be like a co-champion thing, if it was handicapped, because it wouldn't, with those personalities the way they are right now, that story wouldn't work.
Yeah.
To just whoever pins them is the champion, and then they'll beat the jealousy. No, it just wouldn't work. They need to stoke that one a little bit. Get more out of it.
Right. So
So
you have that going on for the Universal title.
oh, you know what? Something else we didn't even mention about
Mm-hmm.
that has happened since we've been gone, across the board, not just WWE. I mentioned one with the Karrion Kross arriving, but you have other guys like Brian Cage from Impact showing up at the AEW pay-per-view.
Who was
here
getting
recently,
the next title match?
winning their
This
roulette
next
thing.
pay-per-view. Yep.
Getting a title match against Moxley. Matt Hardy has showed up at AEW.
And I like his new gimmick.
You know,
Have you his new gimmick? Let's touch on that real quick. He changes into 3 different versions of himself
Yeah.
during the whole match.
Yeah, during a match, if
Matt
there's
Hardy
opportunities,
version
he'll
1,
change clothes,
and then you got Broken
it
Matt.
can be confusing.
And yes,
sometimes.
and then you got Hardy Boy Matt. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. He changes his clothes
But
throughout
you
the
still,
match.
yeah, Matt Hardy has appeared. The Revival are now, they're the
The
Revolt,
Revolt.
and they're in AEW.
And they went after the tag. Well, who was it?
Lance Archer has made his appearance in AEW.
Who did they go after though? Who was in the ring real quick?
Butcher and the Blade.
Butcher and the Blade. They went after them.
But they had
and
a
then-
little stare down with the Young Bucks.
with the Young
so,
Witch. The Young Bucks are pretty much the best tag team in AEW at this time.
yeah,
So
well, the Young Bucks and
Popular
the
tag
Young
team.
Bucks and the Revival are widely considered by many to be the 2 best tag teams in the world right now. So
well, hey, then let's see it happen on AEW. Maybe they will build up that tag
Colt
division.
Cabana has gone from NWA